And welcome back to Eunice Lady Cardinal State Tournament Softball from Noalmark Digital and One Radio Square Sports. We just now received the lineups, so we're going to be kind of catch-can a little bit here. She's Dawn Morgan. I'm TJ Miracle. Thanks for being along. As Lordsburg and Eunice, it is win or go home time for these two squads. So leading off for Lordsburg, it'll be Ashlyn Jones. So Jones will lead things off, and it is win or go home time as Blevins will lead it. And the first pitch swung on, and that is hit high in the air to deep center field, and in front of a sliding Pierce will fall in one pitch, and it is a single to center, a double to center, pardon me, for Jones. And Lordsburg is coming out. Looks like they're going to try and get the bats going early, Dawn, as it'll be Guerrero, the pitcher, to come up next. Winner of this game will move on to play probably Mesilla Valley at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. And the first pitch swung on. That's a slow roller as Gaitan handles it, fires it over to first. It is in time, but it will move Jones over to third. And so 5-3, the sacrifice moves the runner along for Guerrero. And that will bring up the catcher. Is that Jim Cask? As the wind is really gusty and right into our faces here. It is very difficult conditions and the dirt is blowing, but these are the finest facilities in New Mexico. Just ask the NMAA. Ball one on the inside to Jim Cask, the catcher. Trujillo waits on deck. Lordsburg knocking off Jowl this morning. Eunice knocking off Santa Rosa, then both of them losing their respective start of the double elimination games, as that one will be high for ball number 2 to Jim Cask. And it'll be Rodriguez after Trujillo. As again, we're looking at 40-mile-an-hour wind gusts.
There's a storm system just off to the northwest of us.
And the pitch, and that one is right down the pipe. Good pitch. And makes it a 2-ball, 1-strike count. And again, we literally were given the lineups right at first pitch. And the pitch in that one is going to be inside, ball number 3 to Jim Cask. So Jim Cask, the catcher. As in the ring, it'll be Blevins starting things off for the Eunice Lady Cardinals. She came in relief in the game, and that one swung on, and that is a hard shot. It'll get right to Gaitan, who picks it up and flips it over to first, 5-3, but it will be a sacrifice RBI, as that will score Jones, and Lordsburg takes the early 1-0 lead. The 1-0 is the lead, as now it'll be Trujillo to the plate. Base is clear, 2 outs, but a run across. First pitch to Trujillo, swung on. That's a little looper and right to the first baseman. So the little pop out to first, and that is out number 3. We'll be back. Eunice Lady Cardinal Softball continues in a moment.
Eunice schools are excited to have students and staff back on campus and involved in another successful school term. It's been an eventful year, and the Eunice schools are ready for whatever comes their way. Eunice Public Schools provide high-quality educational experiences in a safe environment. The entire Eunice community is very involved with all levels of sports and academics. Eunice, a friendly small town with a wonderful community and amenities, and a fantastic school system.
NMR Pipeline is a highly qualified, dedicated company, leading in performance with management and employees who've provided over 45 years of service in pipeline maintenance and construction within the oil and gas industry. NMR Pipeline, 300 South Main in Eunice, or call 394-0144 for more information. Again, 394-0144. NMR Pipeline is proud to be a supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics.
Lordsburg gets 1 run on 1 hit, no errors committed, and nobody left on base as we head to this bottom of the first inning. Again, if we are a little bit scrambly here, it's because we literally got the lineups right as the game started. Matter of fact, Eunice's coach was filling it out while they were having their meeting.
Which I don't really understand. There was an hour. We had an hour between the end of that game and the beginning of this one, at least, right? Over an hour?
We did, yes, we did.
So, yeah, not sure.
Yeah.
And Lordsburg had even more time between their two games.
So there are a few changes for Eunice, but we'll catch them as we can. Michaela Pierce will lead things off for your Lady Cardinals. So she will step in, and the pitcher on the other side is going to be Guerrero. So Guerrero, the righty, will kick and deal, and that one is going to be high for ball number 1. So a 1-ball, no strike count. We are underway here in this bottom of the first inning. Win or go home time for both of these squads. As Pierce prepares, as Guerrero deals, that one is high for ball number 2. So a 2-ball, no strike count. Eunice trails 1-0. As the wind continues to howl and blowing right into our faces, and the pitch, and that one is going to be on the inside corner, called strike 1. So a 2-ball, 1-strike count. With Pierce leading off, I believe Zamora is on deck. As the line of the pitch is Pierce shows bunt and fouls it off, and the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So the 2-ball, 2-strike count. So a 2-ball, 2-strike count. The pitch, change up, and that one is going to be just high for ball 3. So Pierce watches it high for ball number 3. Again, we're still trying to pick up everything, and the payoff pitch swung on and missed as Pierce goes down swinging, as Guerrero gets her first K of the ball game. And there is one down for Eunice, and now it'll be Zamora to the plate. And then Nieto waits on deck. Win or go home. That is the key here this evening. And the pitch to Zamora, and that one sails up and away for ball number 1. So a 1-ball, no strike count. Outfield is playing about halfway back with the winds gusting 40 miles an hour right into our faces. You're going to have trouble shooting one out of here. As Zamora settles back in, catcher flashes the signs, Guerrero ready, and the pitch, that one is out of play, and the count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. So the 1-ball, 1-strike count. And Zamora at the plate. Guerrero in the ring for Lady Mavericks. That one going to roll in for ball number 2. Her catcher is Jim Kask. Gemkask is how it looks on the roster that we were given. So a 2-ball, 1-strike count. The line of the pitch swung on, and that one is out of play. Good swing there for Zamora to stay alive. And so we'll reset it, 2 balls and 2 strikes. And we'll have to set everybody kind of as we can.
See.
I know, the dirt.
I can't, the wind is blowing in my head, my eyes, and my hair. I can't.
The line and the pitch, and that one is in the dirt for ball number 3. So a 3-ball, 2-strike count, and the count runs full to Zamora as we're just dealing with it the best that we can here. And Evie, I'm aware of that. I am working on it. Not mad at you, just mention it. We're doing things kind of, they're
on the fly.
Kind of on the fly. And the line and the pitch swung on, and that will be a chopper foul. Again, this is kind of not very well organized couple of games this afternoon. So a 3-ball, 2-strike count as Zamora is back in and ready to go. As Guerrero will settle in. She'll kick and fire, and that one is going to be just high for ball 4. So Zamora will work the 1-out walk. And that will bring Nieto, the catcher, to the plate. So Nieto going to step to the plate. Again, I'm working on a couple of things here, so just bear with me. First pitch swung on and popped up. The second baseman comes over and makes the grab as Nieto gets under that one. And there is 2 down now for your Eunice Lady Cardinals.
A runner on first, though. 2 outs, a runner on first, and that brings up number 27, Peyton Williams, the first baseman, to the plate, batting in the cleanup spot in slot number 4 for the Lady Cardinals.
So Williams with 2 outs and a runner on. Eunice trails by 1. And the first pitch is going to be high and a snap throw down and back in safely, just barely, is Zamora. It is ball 1 at the plate to Williams. Stinson waits on deck as the winds continue to really pick up. That storm system really starting to move through here. And the wind and the pitch as Williams gets a piece of that one, fouls it back to the screen, and the count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike.
So 1 out, 1 on, 1-1 is the count now. And we're here in the bottom of the first inning. Eunice trying to make up a run that they lost to Lordsburg in the top of the first.
As Gadetto looks in, has her sign, she'll kick and fire, and that one rolls in. And whoa, Zamora well off first, and a sweep tag on a snap throw, and back in. Zamora almost caught sleeping. Ball 2 to Williams at the plate, but Eunice living dangerously. So a 2 ball, 1 strike count. Williams at the plate, the kick and the pitch, off-speed pitch. That'll be a slow roller. Goes to the shortstop. She thinks about the short play and then double clutches, and nothing she can do. As if she'd have just gone right to first, this inning would be over. Instead, it'll be an infield single for Williams. And now runners at first and second with Kelly Stinson to the plate.
Zamora moves to second, Williams on first. That was a slow roller. It took a while to get to the shortstop there. The shortstop is Ashlyn Jones.
And Stinson takes a hack at the first one she sees, and an in-out swing, and sweeps it over behind the dugout. Strike number 1.
So 0-1 the count, 2 outs here.
As Stinson will step back in. Williams at first, Zamora at second. As Gadetto kicks and fires, off-speed pitch swung on and missed. Stinson went for the off-speed pitch, big smile, as she's like, oh, I should have had that one all day.
Well, it was a good one, and really you couldn't tell until right as the pitcher released it that she was going to change up the speed, and it was one of those juicy watermelons rolling up to the plate, impossible to resist.
The 0-2 pitch swung on, and that's a hard shot, going to find its way through into shallow right field. Right fielder comes up with it, but that will plate a run as Stinson plates Zamora, the RBI single to right, and we are tied at 1 apiece as Williams moves over to third.
And 2 outs. This has taken place now with 2 outs, so they were successful in getting the 2-out rally started. Let's see how long it goes. Runners at the corners now, 2 outs, and number 5, Gaetan, the third baseman for Eunice, to the plate.
So Lady Cards at the corners, 2 outs, but we are tied at 1 apiece. And the first pitch from Gadetto swung on, and that's a chopper going to find its way through out into left field. Everybody going to hold up, but it'll plate the run as Williams will score. An RBI single to left for Gaetan.
And now Eunice has taken the 2-1 lead.
And so now it'll be Dillard to the plate. Dillard, the one lefty in the lineup for the Lady Cards. And Coach Kemple.
Blevins is on deck, and Garcia in the hole.
And the wind and the pitch, and that one will hit the outside, but just missing for ball 1.
I think that was just a little bit low.
Yeah, we're over on the third base side of things this time.
Right.
1 ball, no strike count. Eunice leads this one by a score 2-1, and the pitch off speed in the dirt, ball 2.
And good for Dillard. She kind of flinched on it, thought about swinging, but did not take the bait.
So a 2 ball, no strike count. Gaetan at first, Stinson at second. Lady Cards leading this one 2-1, trying to get through to tomorrow. And the pitch, and that one is going to be up and away on the riser for ball number 3. So it's a 3 ball and no strike count.
2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. Lordsburg scored 1 in their at-bat. Now Eunice is but 2 on the board, and they'd like to keep the line going.
Yes, they would.
We're sitting right next to their dugout. That's the noisy Eunice team.
And that's high for ball 4, and that'll walk them loaded. Second walk issued by Guerrero. And so that will bring Blevins, the pitcher, to the plate.
And that loads the bases.
Yes, it does. So
And
now let's see if Blevins can help her own cause here.
Blevins actually pitched part of their game, their loss to Estancia earlier this afternoon, a never-ending game that there were a total of, 28 points?
28 runs.
28 runs in that, 20 points, but runs, in that game. Crazy.
Yes, it was. So Blevins, the pitch, and that one will be low, and a snap throw down to third, and Stinson back in safely as Jaquez holds the tag on a long time. It's ball 2 to Blevins. So a 2-ball, no strike count. As again, the winds continue to just kind of howl around.
And blowing dirt right across the field. Of course,
Yes,
this
it is.
We've been on the dirt fields all day today. In fact, I was on this. I called the Jow Lordsburg game this morning. Lordsburg defeated Jow to move into the double elimination part, and then I think they lost their game at 1.
Yeah, 16-0 to Loving.
To Loving. And now
the
here,
3-0 pitch in the dirt, and that'll walk the run in as
Wow.
Stinson will score, and Blevins gets an RBI walk, third walk issued. Of course, both these teams are in their third game of the day. Gaitan moves to third, Dillard to second, Blevins now at first after the RBI walk.
and that brings up Garcia, Lexi Garcia, the right fielder to the plate, batting in the 9th slot.
It'll be her first at bat. It's Coach Kemple asking for time. Oh, we're going to put a courtesy runner in for the pitcher, Blevins.
All right.
Let's see who heads out.
Number 8.
And that is going to be Leva.
All right.
So Leva on to run for Blevins. And so now it'll be Garcia at the plate. Eunice leading this one now by a score of 3-1. Bases still loaded, 2 outs, but the Lady Cards have batted around. First pitch to Garcia is high for ball number 1. Of course, both these teams in their third game of the day, you've got to think at some point fatigue is going to really matter. Lordsburg has had a little more rest time than Eunice. Eunice in that marathon this morning. 1-0 pitch rolls, gets away from the catcher, and that's going to score Gaitan as she comes in on the passed ball. Everybody else moves around, and it's ball 2, and it's a 4-1 lead for the Lady Cards. Yeah, a 29-6 drubbing of Santa Rosa this morning for Eunice. If you'd have told me that Eunice would score 35 runs in their first 2 games and they'd be 1-1, I would have told you were crazy.
Yeah, and Jow, fought but fell to Lordsburg this morning. So yes, the catchers especially, a lot of fatigue, but pitchers too, pitching parts, if not all, of more than one game today, and that's what tournament play is all about.
And the 2-0 pitch is in there, called strike 1 to Garcia. Runners now at second and third, 4 runs across for the Lady Cards, trying to keep adding on to it. And the 2-1 pitch, and that one is going to be away. Ball 3, and another throw down and burn down.
Wow.
As Dillard was sleeping off a third. She's out 2-5 for out number 3, but Eunice puts 4 runs across. We head to the second. Eunice 4, Lordsburg 1. Lady Cardinal State Tournament Softball continues in a moment.
Parker Energy Services has been servicing the community for over 17 years. They offer water hauling, dirt work, and disposable services. Dispatchers and sales staff are available anytime, and office staff is available from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m., Monday through Friday. Parker Energy aims to satisfy their customers and give their employees great job opportunities. Parker Energy is family-owned and operated, big enough to meet your needs and small enough to offer excellent and personalized services. Consider Parker Energy Support Services for all of your support needs. Visit them today at 2350 Avenue O in Eunice. Redbird Garage is your hometown local mechanic shop specializing in minor and major repairs from oil changes, car washes, brake work, AC repair, and so much more. For more information, call 394-8828. Call 394-8828. Or swing by Redbird Garage at 1800 North Main Street in Eunice and meet the new owners, Josh and Erica Jones. Redbird Garage is your hometown mechanic shop.
And welcome back to Lady Cardinal Softball on Eunice Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. In the bottom of the first inning, Eunice plated 4 runs on 3 hits. There were no errors, 1 left on base. And we are back, top of the second inning, and with the call as the Lady Cardinals are leading this one 4-1. Here's TJ Miracle.
Second pitch to Rodriguez is going to miss outside, and that'll even things up at a ball and a strike. Blevins still in the ring for your Lady Cardinals. Nieto is her battery mate. Williams at first. They'll set the rest of them for you momentarily. And the 1-1 pitch and swung on, and that one is fouled out of play. As that wind and the dirt continues, every time one of the pitchers kicks up anything in front of the mound, it comes right in front of, into us, basically. And the pitch inside, that'll be ball 2. So the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Rodriguez, Jaquez, and Whitted due up for Lordsburg. 2-2 pitch. That one is in the dirt and rolls. Thinking about swinging at it. Rodriguez holds off, and that'll run the count full. This is the 6-7 matchup. Eunice 6, Lordsburg 7. On paper, should be a pretty close one. Winner moves on to tomorrow, probably to play Mesilla Valley. Swung on and missed. Good fastball by Blevins. Rodriguez down swinging. Ringer up, sitter down. That'll be the first K of the ball game. And we'll bring up Jaquez, the third baseman.
Yeah, number 6, Norma Yaquez playing third base, and then Haley Whitted, the second baseman, on deck. And then in the hole, it'll be, let's see, Bella Antion.
And the first pitch will miss to Jaquez for ball 1. Still 1 ball, no strike count. Of course, after today, we move over to the really great fields over at Rio Rancho High, and the 1-0 pitch, and that one is going to be low and in for ball 2.
Oh, and you know, this is field 4 over here. 3 and 4 are basically interchangeable here.
Well, we do have an electronic scoreboard here.
Oh, yeah, that's true, and they're actually keeping it this game, so I'm surprised. Yeah.
And the line in the 2-0 pitch, and that one is going to be in there. Should be. Wow, I don't know where it missed, but it did for ball 3. So a 3 ball, no strike count. Williams, Zamoras, Stinson, Gaitan around the infield, first to third, and the 3-0 pitch, and that one is going to miss for ball number 4. So Jaquez works the 1-out walk. Dillard, Pierce, Garcia around the outfield from left to right. Very difficult conditions for the players and the broadcasters, as now Whitted will step in with a runner on and 1 out.
So Yaquez with the walk on first.
Yep, and so Whitted will step in, and the first pitch is in the dirt, and that one's going to get away from Nieto. And so the wild pitch will move Jaquez down to second. It's ball 1 to Whitted. Antion waits on deck, and then Gutierrez, as you mentioned. Eunice doesn't want it to get that far. As Whitted back in. Blevins will fire, and that one will be low and in. And a little bit of a bobble, and running and stealing the base is Jaquez. A good throw by Nieto to Gaitan, but sliding it away from it as the ball bounced just a little bit before it got there. So now a runner at third and a 2-0 count to Whitted. Line in the pitch, and that one's going to sail, and that's going to bring the run home on the wild pitch. And a good throw, but not in time, as I don't know how Nieto got to that and got it to Blevins. Blevins didn't sweep the tag down quite fast enough. And so the wild pitch will plate the second run for Lordsburg.
And now it's the count on Whitted.
3-0.
It's 3-0.
So the 3-0 count, bases are clear, 1 down. Eunice up by 2, 4-2. And the pitch from Blevins rolls in ball 4, and that'll be back-to-back walks. So 2 walks now issued by Blevins, and the number 8 hitter Antion to the plate.
And 1 strikeout. No, 2 strikeouts. Was there? Did Guerrero?
Nope, just 1.
Just 1. Okay, Guerrero in that first at bat
was a sacrifice.
Was a sack. Okay.
And the first pitch is going to miss for ball number 1. 5-3 sack.
Okay.
We were
right.
We were working on getting everything going because they said, okay, we're playing now. That one is upstairs for ball number 2. As the dirt and the grit and the nastiness in the eyes.
One down, a runner on first here.
And a 2-0 pitch, and that one is going to be high, ball 3.
I wish I could look back at my book. I've got, I could compare this team because I kept the book and did the game for Lordsburg versus Jowl this morning. So I'd like to look back and tell you how these Lordsburg people did, but I can't open the pages of my book because the wind is threatening to tear my pages out. I can't get to it. I can't open it that far.
3-0 pitch is in there for a called strike one. First strike that has been thrown in a while. Let's see if that settles Blevins in. And the 3-1 pitch, and that'll be a good one. Runner goes, throw down from Nieto, bounces in.
Safe.
And the speedy Whitted gets in safely with the stolen base.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter, it was ball 4 anyway, so no stolen base there.
Well.
So it was ball 4 to Anthion. That looked like a pretty good pitch from here.
So it moved. Whitehead goes over, of course, on the walk.
Is it White?
That's
Whited?
the Whitted, not Whited. Whitted. Yeah, I think it's Whitted.
Okay.
It's
we'll go with that.
Whitted.
So now Gutierrez will step to the plate, the number 9 hitter. Is Lordsburg trying to get something moving here? They trail now 4-2, but they've got something cooking with runners at first and nope.
I think it's Guerrero, Natalie Guerrero.
Nope, they're going to move Anthion back in, and she will foul that one off.
Oh, okay. Anthion still okay.
It's
so
still Anthion.
They said
so. It is a stolen base.
Okay. We thought that was a walk. She thought it was a walk. So not a walk yet.
So now it's a full count. We know that.
And it may become a walk, but we'll have to wait and see.
As Blevins will deal, and that one is going to be high and in. Now it's a walk.
It's a walk. All right.
So back-to-back walks, 3 straight walks issued. And now runners at first and second, tying run on the base paths as
Natalie Guerrero, I believe, is
that's Gutierrez now.
It is Gutierrez?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I believe so. I have to go back and look.
Okay. I'll look.
And the first pitch is going to be low for ball number 1. And again, I apologize that we're a little discombobulated because...
Guerrero.
Guerrero? Okay.
Yes.
I wrote it down wrong. So Guerrero. 2 Guerreros in the game. That one high for ball number 2. This is the left fielder, Guerrero.
Yeah, and I thought I remembered that from calling this team this morning.
So a 2-0 count to Guerrero as we click to 5:30. And the 2-0 pitch, and that fastball is going to run inside, and Blevins can't believe that was not a strike. Nieto holds it there for an extra second or two like, are you sure? And the ump goes, yep, I'm sure, and it's a 3-ball, no strike count. As Blevins ready to go, I would bet the take sign is not on, and it's inside for ball 4. So 4 consecutive walks have walked the bases loaded. Moves Whitted to third, Anthion to second. Guerrero at first, and that turns it over to Jones, who had a leadoff double to center on the very first pitch of the ball game. So I know where to put her.
And scored. She came across the plate.
And she takes the first pitch, and that's a shot right up the middle. That'll get 1 run home. That'll get 2 runs home as Pierce comes up with it and fires in. No, it doesn't get 2 runs home. Huge, great throw from Michaela Pierce out there.
Right.
It will be an RBI single to center for Jones, and now it is 3-2. Bases still loaded, and now Guerrero, the pitching Guerrero, to the plate. 0 for 0, had a sacrifice ground out her last time up. And the first pitch, and she'll take that one off the end of the bat and over to the Lordsburg dugout for strike 1.
And I think it's 4-3. Right?
It is, yes.
Yeah, you said 3-2.
Oh, I'm sorry, 4-3.
Okay.
It's been an extremely long day.
Yes, it has.
And the 0-1 pitch, and that one is high for ball 1. Evens the count at 1-1. We're talking between games. I've only called, I think, 9 innings today, but in those 9 innings, there's been 80-some-odd runs.
Yeah, and I've had, like, so what do we figure it out?
1-1, that's up, and that's 56
runs in the 2 games that I called. And those 2 games, I think those the Jowl game this morning went a full 7.
Yeah. 70-something runs. So.
Yeah, crazy.
So a 2-ball, 1 strike count to Guerrero, and the pitch swung on, and that'll be a slow roller. It bounces over the glove of Gaitan. That'll get 1 home. That'll get 2 home as it rolls out into left field, and a 2-run error. Guerrero going to reach on the E5 as misplaying it was Gaitan. Scores Anthion and Guerrero. It would have scored anyway, so Guerrero reaches, and it'll be an RBI error, and she'll be on first. and Jones is over at third. So runners at the corners, and now 5-4 in favor of Lordsburg, and they've batted around.
And only one out here. So, yeah, just the one out, the strikeout that started out, the strikeout of Rodriguez.
And the runner goes to second, and the throw over, and Blevins has to double pump. They had Jones dead to right off of first, or off of third. They pulled that off in the game earlier today. Was it just last game? Yes, it was, against Estancia.
Right.
It was strike one at the plate to Jankask, and the pitch. That one's upstairs, and the count evens up at a ball and a strike. So the 1 ball, 1 strike count to the Lordsburg catcher. 5-4 now, Lordsburg in the lead.
Is Sofia Jimente.
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 And that one is going to bounce and hits the...
It hit the batter, but it hit the catcher as well.
Yes, it did, and that'll load him up. So Jimente.
Hit batter. Jimente. Sofia Jimente, the catcher.
Lordsburg coach really needs to work on his handwriting. And Nieto is down, and she's not feeling good as both coaches come over to check on her.
I saw the ball hit the batter, but I didn't see where it got the catcher. So she's obviously painful.
She's in a little pain,
wherever it hit her. She's in a lot of pain. So.
And it looks like we're going to have some changes. So we're going to have a new catcher. It looks like Williams is going to trot in, and so Williams will take over the catching duties, and we'll see who goes out to first. So some defensive replacements.
And bases loaded back again.
And Stinson going to go to first.
All right, so
Stinson to first, Zamora back to short. Let's see who trots out to second.
And who's catching is going to be, we'll see who comes out to catch. And it is still in the circle.
Williams, Williams will be pitching. Williams will be catching now.
Williams is catching, and that's Blevins still pitching.
And Jones is going to come in to play second.
So Jones at second, and then Gaetan is still at third?
Yes.
Okay. Gaetan?
So a whole bunch of changes out there.
Right. Okay.
As Nieto was injured on a hit batter. So now Williams is the catcher, Blevins still the pitcher. You've got Stinson now at first. Jones back into play second. Zamora slides over to short, and Gaetan still over at third. Outfield still Dillard, Pierce, and Garcia. I think that's got it.
I think that's got it too. So we've caught up with all of the changes, I do believe. And with Trujillo coming up to the plate now, number 8, Eva Trujillo, the first baseman. Now, this represents batting around. This represents Lordsburg batting around in this at-bat here in the top of the second inning.
So they're going to give Blevins a couple of tosses over to Williams just to get her comfortable.
And the score is 5-4
in favor of Lordsburg right now.
5-4, and that's what the scorebook says. And we're in the top of the first inning, or top of the second inning, but there's only one out still. One out.
Trujillo will step to the dish.
But a force on any base with bases loaded here.
And the pitch to Trujillo, the cleanup hitter, is going to be high for ball number 1. So a 1 ball, no strike count, nowhere to put her. Blevins has walked 4 this inning. Line down the 1-0 pitch and swung on and missed, as I think Trujillo wanted to play hero there instead of just waiting for a better pitch, and evens the count at 1-1.
Yeah, definitely took a swing in for the fence.
You're not getting one out. You're not getting one out of
today.
here.
The wind is coming in so strong from the outside, from the field.
1-1, and that's in the dirt. Gets away from Williams, but everybody going to get held up as she got to it quickly. It'll be ball 2 to Trujillo. So a 2 ball, 1 strike count. Winner plays at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. The loser's season is done. And the 2-1 pitch, that one sails. Williams has to come out of the crouch to get it. It'll be ball 3. Runner at first is Jimente. Runner at second is Guerrero. Runner at third is Jones. And it's a 3-1 count at the plate to Trujillo, the cleanup hitter. Nowhere to put her. And the pitch from Blevins rolls in, and it gets away from Williams. Doesn't matter, it's the walk. And an RBI walk for Trujillo, cash in Jones. 5th walk of the ball game. And that moves everybody around. Guerrero to third, Emente to second, and Trujillo now at first as Rodriguez will step in. She started out the inning with the strikeout, but that's still the only out. As 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 walks in the inning. 5 walks total, but all of them coming in this inning. As Coach Pierce wants to go talk to his battery out there.
So now we are, the score is 6-4. And just 1 out, bases loaded here in the top of the second inning. So Lordsburg poised to really break things wide open here, or Eunice, can maybe turn a double play and get out of trouble.
Yeah, you're going to have to find something. It was very eerily similar in the game earlier against Estancia. It was very close early, and then all of a sudden the wheels just kind of came off for the Lady Cardinals, and this has kind of that same feeling here.
But they could pull things back in just as easily. You never know. One swing of the bat becomes maybe a double playable ball that they could turn, and just like that, the inning would be over. That's some of the beauty of baseball and softball is you never know.
That's right. So now Rodriguez will step in 0 for 1. First pitch is high for ball number 1. Again, pardon me, we're both, I think, eating enough dirt we may not have to have dinner tonight. May not have room for it with all the gravel in our gullets. And the 1-0 pitch, and that one rolls in for ball number 2. So a 2-ball, no strike count, nowhere to put Rodriguez. 5 runs across this inning for Lordsburg as they try and blow this one wide open.
They put 1 across in their first at bat.
And the 2-0 is going to be high for ball number 3. So it's a 3-ball, no strike count. They have it at 2-0 on the board. I'm pretty sure it's 3-0.
It is 3-0. It is 3-0 now. And Rodriguez struck out her previous appearance in this inning, in this at bat.
So I would imagine the take sign is on. No, it's not. And that one hit off the fist. Just as a wind gust grabs that one, it'll blow it out of play.
And blew a whole lot of sand and dirt out
yes,
as
into
well.
everything.
Woo! Okay.
So Rodriguez, a 3-0 count. My shirt started black today. It is now a wonderful shade of brown. So a 3-ball, 1 strike count to Rodriguez. Bases are loaded. Lordsburg trying to blow it open and inside, and hits her.
Hits her on the just above the left ankle. So
Rodriguez a hit by pitch RBI as that will cash in Guerrero. Emente to third, Trujillo to second, and now a 7-4 ball game. And I have a feeling Coach Kimple's going to come out as he's asking for time, and yep, that'll do it. As Nieto is going to check back in as the catcher. So Nieto back in to catch. I have a feeling we're going to see Kelly Stinson move over to pitch. Or will it be Pierce? I don't know. Bases are still loaded, 1 out. We are going to have a pitching change, so we'll take a timeout. Lady Cardinal softball continues in a moment.
The proud owners of Eunice Wrecker and Rental offer professional and reliable 24-hour roadside services in Lee County. Light to medium duty towing and recovery, fuel deliveries, jump starts, lockouts, and tire changes. They also haul off unwanted vehicles to help clean up your property. Eunice Wrecker and Rental have over 20 years of experience. They are fully licensed and insured. Call 575-394-HOOK. That's 575-394-4665. Eunice Wrecker and Rental are located at 44 North New Mexico Highway 248, Eunice, New Mexico, mile marker 1.
An adolescent alligator is about 10 feet long, depending on climate and diet. You should stay at least 1 adolescent alligator 10 feet away from power lines. You should probably stay at least 1 adolescent alligator away from alligators, too. Get more safety tips at excellenergy.com/safety. Excel Energy.
As Lee County's largest independent insurance agency, Lavelle Insurance works with a large number of insurance companies. They'll do your comparison shopping for you, guaranteeing you the very best price on the very best coverage for life, health, auto, retirement planning, commercial or personal insurance. Lavelle Insurance offers innovative solutions to protect your assets, goals, and future plans.
And welcome back out of the pitching change. And it's going to be Michaela Pierce, number 13, coming in from center field to take over in relief of Blevins in the circle.
All right, and the rest of the changes, Nieto is back in. Good to see her back. Williams goes back to first. Zamora back to second. Stinson back to short. And Bella Pierce takes over in center field for Michaela. So the first batter will be Jaquez, and the pitch from Pierce, who also pitched in relief in the loss earlier today. First pitch to Jaquez is a ball 1. So bases are loaded. Pierce, a pretty quick worker. She's ready to go. Goes into the windmill wind, and that one will be in there. Called strike 1, kind of a delayed call, but yes, ma'am. Evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike.
So bases are loaded.
And the 1-1 pitch, and that one is going to be away for ball number 2. Runner at first is Rodriguez. Runner at second, Trujillo. Jimente at third. Already 6 runs across for Lordsburg this inning. And the 1-1 pitch swung on, and that'll be a little dribbler. And Zamora bobbles it, and that'll score everybody. Everybody safe on the E4. So the E4 for Jaquez, it'll be a RBI because it would have gotten Jimente in anyway, but they should have gotten an out of it. So Jimente scores, Trujillo to third, Rodriguez to second, and Jaquez stands at first after the E4.
And number 1, Haley Whitted, the second baseman, up to the plate. She walked and scored her last time up.
First pitch to Whitted is inside for ball number 1.
And we still have just 1 out.
And the base is still loaded. Waiting on the 1-0 pitch, and that one going to sail as Nieto comes out of the crouch and makes a good stop to keep everybody right where they are. 7 runs across this inning, and Lordsburg trying to tack onto it here in the top of the, we're just in the top of the second, and that one is in there, called strike 1. Good fastball from Pierce.
Looked like it clipped the inside corner just above the knees.
So a 2-ball, 1 strike count to Whitted. Pierce deals, swung on, and that'll be a scrambler, and it'll be fair down the first baseline. That'll get 1 run home. That'll get 2 runs home. Are they going to pull 3? Nope. But it'll be a 2 RBI single right down the line for Whitted.
And it just took a funny hop and went over the glove of Williams and out into right field.
So Lordsburg now with runners at first and second. Whitted moved over on the play in to second, but a 2 RBI single, and now it is 10-4. As now the ump's going to get together and see if that one, Coach Kemple asking for an appeal as to whether or not that was a fair ball or foul. We saw one just like this in the previous game, Don, and I think this one was probably fair too.
Yeah, I think it went over the bag in fair territory. And
yep, and it does.
Yeah. And there are 2 umps out there in the field, plus the behind-the-plate ump. Here at the state tournament, well, every game must have their full complement of 3 umps. 1 behind the plate, 1 usually around third base, and 1 around between first and second.
So now to be Antheon, and she will swing at the first one, and it is coming up and over our heads. The wind catches it, or
yeah.
I might have been able to grab that one. Strike 1.
Ooh. High fly ball, pop, and that's really shows you just how strong the wind is.
Yes, it is. It grabbed it and it blew it. It looked like it was coming down in our laps and then blew it 15 feet behind us. And the 0-1 pitch, and that one is going to be on the outside corner. Yes, ma'am. Called strike 2. Good pitch from Pierce.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 have come across.
0-2 pitch, and that one going to sail, and that one gets away from Nieto, and that is going to score the run on the wild pitch. Jaquez will score. Whitted moves over to third, and it's a 1-ball, 2-strike count. And now 11-4 the score. As Lordsburg going to try and keep the turnstiles moving. The other Gaddato waits on deck. Still just 1 out here. In the 2-1 pitch swung on, and that's a little shot going to drop into shallow center field, or rather left field. That'll get 1 run home as Antheon has to scramble back to first, but the ball gets away from Stinson, so she'll handle over to second before it's picked up by Zamora. So Whitted scores. It's an RBI single to left for Antheon, and she moves to second on an E7. And the bleeding continues, now 12-4 with Guerrero to the plate. So Guerrero walked and scored earlier this inning, and the first pitch is almost over the head of Nieto. She will leap up and grab ball one. So we'll turn over the lineup to Jones after this.
And then Guerrero, the other Guerrero, if it goes that far.
Swung on, and that'll be a slow roller. Gaitan, she bobbles it and just drops it. Nothing she can do about it. It keeps the runner at second, but it'll be an E5. And now runners at first and second, and you turn back over to the top of the lineup. Everything that can go wrong for Eunice here in this ball game has pretty much gone wrong in this inning, Dawn.
In this at bat, yeah, the first inning wasn't too bad for either team.
First pitch to Jones. I don't know where it missed, but it missed for ball one. She's 2 for 2. 2 runs scored and an RBI. Pretty good pitch there from Pierce. Like I said, I don't know where it missed, but all right, the 1-0 pitch swung on, and that one is lifted high in the air to shallow center field. Wynn hangs it up as Pierce comes in and gets it, but then throws the ball away, as that's going to move everybody around. Fortunately, Jones is out on the fly out to center.
A nice catch, and then the ball, I'm not sure who she was throwing to.
I don't know either.
It came in, and it rolled all the way over here to the Eunice dugout.
So that'll be an E8 because it cost them bases.
Although the fly was out number 2.
Thank goodness
so
for that.
Caught the fly, but then an error on the throw.
And to Guerrero, and she'll take a line shot. That one's going to drop into left field. That'll score 1. Should score 2 as a relay throw in from Stinson, but it is up the line. It's a 2 RBI single, as that one going to get away on the throwback, and motoring towards third is Guerrero. Guerrero, a 2 RBI single to left. Entheon scores. Guerrero scores. And then Guerrero gets over to third after a collision and another error. 4 errors in the inning. Ouch.
Wow, yeah. And as you said, this just turned out to be a breakout inning for Lordsburg and just a wheels come off inning for Eunice. Just struggling so much. I feel for them out there. They're struggling. They've got the 1 out, and they just, it becomes a nightmare.
It does. It's a nightmare inning, and Lordsburg wants to keep Eunice dreaming out there. As Pierce is out there, she is telling her girl, she's pointing at her head and shaking, going, come on, guys, you got to help me out here. And so now Jimente to the plate.
And she
17th batter of the inning to the plate.
Yeah, she was hit by a pitch and scored her last time up, hit a sack.
Sack RBI back in the first.
Yep.
So she's officially 0 for 0 with a run scored and an RBI. So Jimente will settle in, and the first pitch swung on, and that one will be a chopper foul down the third baseline for strike 1.
And just so you know, it is 14-4 now the score, with Lordsburg leading the Lady Cards.
Eunice in a jam. They need to get back in the dugout.
They do.
They've got 2 outs, fortunately.
And they're the kind of team that can come back. They can certainly get their own bat swinging and
throw down to third.
Try to rattle.
Gaitan grabs it, but can't sweep it on to Guerrero in time.
They need to try to rattle the cage and try to shake Lordsburg up like they've been shaken.
So it's a 1-ball, 1-strike count, and the pitch swung on, and that one is popped up into shallow center. Could be trouble as Pierce watches it, as Stinson doesn't call her off, and it'll be a score. It'll be an RBI bloop single for Jimente, as nobody touched it, as Pierce, Dillard, and Stinson all converged on it, but nobody, I don't think, called it. And so now they have batted around twice with Trujillo back to the plate.
And an error on the throw allows Jimente to go to second.
That is the 5th error of the inning?
That's crazy.
That is very crazy. We'll have a courtesy runner check into the ball game for the catcher Jimente as Trujillo back in. RBI walk earlier, popped out in the first.
The good news is 2 outs. If Eunice can just work the 3rd out and get out of this.
That's high for ball 1 to Trujillo. As Pierce will deal, and that one will be away for ball number 2. 14 runs have scored this inning. Ouch, 15-4 the score. I think just the day maybe getting to Eunice a little bit. That'll be a chop shot. Stinson handles it, double clutches, fires to first in time. gets her 6-4, or rather 6-3 for out number 3. But twice batting around are the Lady Mavericks. And so Eunice in a hole, 15-4. We'll be back as Lady Cardinal softball continues in a moment.
Debbie's Country Kitchen in Eunice is known for homemade goodness. Whether you're going for breakfast or lunch, you'll love it. Debbie's homemade cooking gets you every time. They take pride in making everything from scratch, from chicken fingers to the biscuits and gravy. Debbie's is open weekdays 5 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. and on weekends 7 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Catering is available. Call 575-394-3047. Debbie's is simply the best, just like the Eunice Cardinals. Come see Debbie and the girls for great food and great service. Debbie's Country Kitchen has been serving you for over 27 years.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
And welcome back to Lady Cardinal State Softball on Eunice Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. In the top of the third inning, or top of the second inning, it feels like it should be the third. Top of the second, there were 14 runs scored, 5 hits, 6 errors committed, and 1 left on base. We go to the bottom of the third inning with a lot of work to do. Eunice at the plate, and with the call, here's TJ Miracle.
Garcia leads it off, followed by Pierce and Zamora in the first pitch, and Garcia pops that one up over on the left side. Wynn going to carry it out and drop it onto the roof of the Eunice dugout for strike one. Garcia was actually at the plate when Dillard got picked off of third.
Yeah, in fact, there was a 3-1 count on her, and when that happens, so she gets to come back to the bat with a clean
ledger.
That's right, clean slate.
Garcia, Pierce, Zamora, 9-1-2 due up for Eunice, trailing by 11. And the 0-1 pitch, that one rolls. And the count evens up at a ball and a strike to Garcia. So Guerrero going to look to shut Eunice down and try and get her squad back in the dugout. And the 1-1 pitch swung on, and that one is high in the air, but that one is going to go foul out of play, out in the left field. But a pretty good hack at it for Garcia.
Right. The thing of it is, Eunice is a good hitting team, and if they can get up here and get in the groove and get some runners on base and maybe rattle Lordsburg a little bit like they got rattled, they can do some damage and get some of those runs back. That's what they need to do.
1-2 pitch changeup. That'll be a bouncer foul down the third baseline.
Count will remain 1-2.
Hanging tough is Garcia. No, 1-2 strike count. We are in the bottom of the second inning. Bottom of the second inning, nobody out, and we've been playing for an hour. Wow.
Jeez.
So Guerrero ready. It's just been one of those days here at the tournament. And the 1-2 pitch high for ball number 2. Evens the count at 2-2. First game this morning took nearly 3 hours to play, then about a 3-hour game on the second one for Eunice. So they've played a lot today. 2-2 pitch changeup, and that one is going to be foul down the third baseline. Garcia fighting off some pretty good pitches there as Pierce waits on deck. Only one field at this field has lights, so we're not racing darkness yet, but here in about an hour we will be. And the 2-2 pitch swung on and missed as Garcia takes a hack at a pretty good one, and that'll be strike 3.
That's just the first strikeout, I believe. His second strikeout. Who else struck
Pierce
out?
to lead the game off.
Okay. I've got a 1 circled, but I didn't have a reason for the out there. We were still scrambling to get the books
and everything on.
Figured and out, filled out, yeah. So second strikeout.
So 1 out, nobody on as Pierce steps in. That one going to sail high for ball number 1. Eunice put up 4 in the first, and he thought, okay, maybe they're going to get on track here. But then the nightmare inning in the top of the second for them. Now they're trying to claw back. And the 1-0 pitch, fastball right back to Guerrero. Snow cones it off of the hop and gets it to Trujillo at first for the out.
1-3 in the books, and that was a hard chopper. It was a hard chopper that was, she just got that on the end of her glove.
Yeah, that was catch it or lose a body part, and she even said, whoo.
Yeah.
Kind of wipes the brow there as now Zamora steps in. Zamora walked and scored in the first, and she'll take the first pitch from Guerrero high for ball 1. So a 1 ball, no strike count. As the temperatures continue to fall off a little bit. And the 1-0 pitch, and that one will be up and in for ball 2 to Zamora. So with 2 ball, no strike count, of course, we will have more state tournament softball for you tomorrow, no matter what happens here today. And the 2-0 pitch rolls in for ball 3 to Zamora. The Lovington Lady Cats be playing at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Are you here on this field again, or are we back on the other one?
We are field 4, I believe. I believe we're right back here on this one.
So on this field again tomorrow.
Yeah.
And the 3-0 pitch, and that one is in there. The take sign was on for Zamora, and it'll be strike 1. Eunice Cardinal boys will be out at the Riordan Friendship Spirit Complex, or whatever they call it, out on the West Mesa tomorrow. The 3-1 pitch swung on. That one is lifted high in the air into shallow center field. That one is going to drop in front of Rodriguez, and it is a 2-out single to center for Zamora.
So maybe a 2-out rally being ignited by Laylene Zamora here. So a single puts her on first.
So now it'll be Nieto. She popped out to the second baseman, who I still have not written in my book. It's been one of those games. That's Whitted.
Yep, that's Haley Whitted, I believe, is her first name.
And the first pitch swung on, and that'll be a chopper over to third. It is backhanded and then tossed over to first in time as Jaquez got it and then kind of shot-putted it over to Trujillo at first, but it was in time, so scored 5-3 for out number 3. Eunice puts girl on, but can't move her around. We head to the third. Lordsburg 15, Eunice 4. More Lady Cardinal softball from the state tournament in just a moment.
BTH Services is a locally owned and operated family-oriented business. BTH Services and Rental is a Porta-John and equipment rental company. BTH Services and Rental also clears right-of-ways and right-of-way reclamation. Please call 575-964-3104. That's 575-964-3104 for all of your company needs. BTH Services and Rental is also looking for a one-ton CDL driver. Please apply at 2100 Avenue O in Eunice. BTH Services and Rental is a proud sponsor of...
And welcome back to Lady Cardinal softball, state softball action on Eunice Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. There were no runs on 1 hit, no errors committed, 1 left on base in the bottom of the second. So we go to the top of the third, and it is Lordsburg leading Eunice 15-4 with the call. Here's TJ Miracle.
As it'll be Rodriguez to lead it off. She struck out back in the second, was also had an RBI hit, was hit by a pitch and had an RBI and scored. And the first pitch from Pierce, who stays in the ring, is ball number 1. So if you're Lordsburg, your perfect world right here is you score at least 4 more runs, and that one will be high for ball number 2. Score 4 more runs and then hold Eunice and then get out of here in 3. Eunice, you want to keep this right where it is. And the 2-0 pitch swung on, and that'll be a slow roller. It's going to find its way through Stinson with it. The strong throw over to Williams, and it is in time. 6-3 for out number 1. Stinson a pitcher, and you could see it in the arm right there, the strong throw to Williams. And out Jaquez to the plate.
And not just strong, but accurate. That's what's important here, yeah. We've had a lot of throwing errors in all the games that we've called and that we've watched and that we've seen today.
First pitch to Jaquez will be high. She walked and scored. Back in the second, reached via an error at an RBI too and scored again. And the pitch inside, ball number 2. So a 2-ball, no strike count to Jaquez. We are just underway in the top of the third. All Lordsburg in this one so far. Eunice trying to get out of this one, trying to get a clean slate. And the 2-0 pitch swung on, and that one is heading out of play. So a 2-ball, 1 strike count. Whitted waits on deck. It's 5, 6, and 7 due up for Lordsburg in their half of the third. Pierce ready to go, and she'll deal, and that one will be low for ball 3. Too many walks in the ball game issued by Lady Cardinal pitching.
And we're on the second pitcher.
Yes, we are.
Of the day today. Eunice used 3 in the loss to the game before us.
That'll be another walk. I believe that's the 7th walk issued by Eunice pitching. And so now Whitted steps in. Her last time up, she had a 2 RBI single to right. And So now Whitted will step in. Runner at first is Jaquez, and the first pitch for her is going to be inside. Runner goes, Nieto throws down, and it bounces out, and it bounces through and into center field.
Ooh.
But choosing to stay, Jaquez is coming up quick with Pierce.
Yeah, she thought about running. She took a few steps toward third, and then she saw that Pierce was going to get it. And I think everybody has seen how good Pierce's arm is, and so she scrambled back to second safely.
That's Bella Pierce, but her arm's pretty good too.
Yeah, Bella, that's true. Pierce, Michaela came out of center, but Bella,
Yeah, Michaela's
capable
pitching.
out there as well. Yeah.
Ball 2 to Whitted as that one's in the dirt. Runner at second is Jaquez, who got the walk. And the pitch swung on, and that'll be a little line shot right to Stinson. Gets it, and then we'll stare Jaquez back to second. So the line out to Stinson, and there is 2 down now as Antion will step to the plate.
And Bella had an RBI single and scored her last time up, and walked and scored her first time.
And Theon steps in, and the first pitch swung on, and that one is popped up over on the left side. Stinson into foul ground, goes over and can't get to it. The wind grabs it at the last second. So it winds up just being a long chase, strike one.
So 2 outs, a runner on second.
As Theon settles back in.
An 0-1 count on the batter.
And the pitch swung on and missed. As Antion kind of charges out after that one. And the ball on the way back gets knocked away from Pierce and goes into the hands of Gaitan. That could have been another error, but nobody moves along, so. And the 0-2 pitch, that one going to sail, and Nieto drops it, and heading over is Trujillo, and that one is thrown away as Jaquez steals the base, and then on an error will score on an 8-2. This is now a 16-4 ball game, and it's a 1-2 count to Antion, but now the bases are clear. Still no clean inning for the Lady Cards in this one. 1-2 the count to Antion. Bases clear, and the pitch, that one will be outside. Ball number 2. Guerrero waits on deck. You can just kind of feel the air and the emotion being sucked out of the Lady Cardinals right now. They're still out there, they're still fighting, but you just kind of, they need a little spark of energy. The 2-2 pitch, that one's up, ball 3. So that'll run the count full to the number 8 hitter, Antion. So the full count is Pierce, the quick worker, ready to go on the payoff pitch, and that one is just outside for ball 4.
Wow.
Antion looked at the ump like, So that'll be the 8th or 9th walk of the ball game. And now Guerrero to the plate, reached on an error and scored an inning ago, walked and scored an inning ago too.
So runner is just the runner at first now.
Now 16-4, and the pitch, and that one rolls. That one gets away from Nieto. Antion on the pass ball will go down to second. And it's ball 1 to Guerrero.
So 2 outs, a runner on second now in scoring position, and a 1-0 count.
And the pitch swung on, and that's a chopper as handled by Stinson. She throws it over to Williams, who stretches out and stretches up and gets it. 6-3 for out number 3.
Nice
but
play.
It was a nice play. Another run comes across, though. We go to the bottom of the 3rd. It's Lordsburg 16, Eunice 4. Lady Cardinal softball continues in a moment.
Eunice has a friendly small-town atmosphere, great schools and churches, and a low cost of living. The entire community is very involved with all levels of sports and academics. The Eunice Department of Motor Vehicles' new office hours are Monday through Thursday, 7:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., and Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. No testing on Friday. Eunice, a friendly small town with a wonderful community and amenities.
IPS Incorporated is a proud member of this community. IPS is the turnkey solution in the oil patch. One call to IPS for your upstream and midstream solutions, comprising of dirt work, electrical, pumping, and crane service, plus your automation and control, is all handled with one call. One call for every aspect of your oil and gas project. Google IPS Hobbs or simply call 393-1417. IPS, the turnkey one-call oil and gas company.
Welcome back to Lady Cardinal State softball action. 1 run on no hits, 2 errors, 1 left on base. And so we go to the bottom of the third inning. It's just the bottom of the third inning. Wow, okay.
As Williams will lead it off, and that one rolls in from Guerrero. It'll be ball one. Williams with an infield single her last time up. 4, 5, and 6. Williams, Stinson, Gaitan due up for your Lady Cards as they have got a huge hole to dig out of.
They're trailing 16-4 right now in the bottom of the third, so got some work to do.
So as Guerrero looks in, and the pitch swung on and missed as Williams goes golfing. She might have needed a 6-iron for that one. And the count evens up at a ball and a strike. So the 1 ball, 1 strike count. As at least mercifully we've got clouds and a little breeze, although it is a bit cool. I was griping about the heat earlier.
And, you know, it's a good reminder the game isn't over yet. You're hearing fans in the background, Eunice fans saying, hey, come on, keep in there, keep fighting. Game's not over. A lot of things can happen. I mean, we're in the bottom of the third inning.
Yeah, still a lot of time to play.
A lot of time, and Eunice is certainly capable. I mean, yeah, they put
29
runs on.
And the pitch, and that's a hard shot by Williams, straight up the middle. Rodriguez will field it in center, but that one is right back up the gut for a leadoff single for Williams.
Yeah, blistering shot just right up the center. So breathes a little bit of life and a little spark into the Eunice dugout there. You can hear them pretty loud right next to us.
They are just to our left.
Yes.
So now Stinson will step in. She's 1 for 1 and an RBI single back in the first, also scored.
No outs, a runner on first.
So Guerrero looks in. And that one going to bounce and gets away from the catcher, Jensat. And that one will pass ball. And we'll move Williams over, and it's ball 1. So Jimente, the catcher. 1 ball, no strike count to Stinson at the plate. Kelly waits, fires, and waves at a fastball. Guerrero just ran that one up there. That was one of those, if you can hit it, you can have it pitches, and she won that battle and evens the count at a ball and a strike. So the 1 ball, 1 strike count. Guerrero gets the signal and the 1-1 pitch. Check swing. Did she go? Yep, she did. I think it was a strike anyway. Makes it a 1-2 count, the changeup. Still a 1 ball, 2 strike count.
No outs.
And a runner at second is Williams, and the 1-2 pitch. That one is high, ball 2. So the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes to the number 5 hitter for the Lady Cards.
With a runner in scoring position out there on second base, that is Williams.
Yes, it is.
And Gaitan.
2-2 pitch swung on, and that'll be a slow roller, and it will be foul.
Yep. As Yaquez over there on third base gave it some time. She saw it rolling toward the foul and let it go ahead and roll out and then touched it. So Liz Gaitan is on deck, and then Dillard in the hole. So 2-2 the count.
And a runner at second is Williams. Stinson will step back in. The big wide stance as Jimente flashes the signs. Guerrero deals 2-2, and that one rolls and gets away from Jimente. So a wild pitch will move Williams over to third. And then the ball back goes over the head, and that will score Williams on the E2.
And what did we say? You know, that Eunice could get in there and rattle the cage and, you know, try to get the wheels to come off just a little bit for Lordsburg.
And it's a full count to Stinson at the plate. So now Coach Kemple going to come over. Question about, I think, the positioning of the catcher. They say no harm, no foul, I guess. And so now Stinson will step in. Hey, we scored. It doesn't matter. So 3-2, and the payoff pitch. Stinson swung on and missed. And that'll be strike number 3, third K of the ballgame for Guerrero. When there is 1 down for Eunice, is now Gaitan to the plate. Gaitan, an RBI single, and scored back in the first. And I apologize for sniffing in your ears there.
I'm doing it too. It's the wind and the dirt and everything that we can't really stop. Our hands are full of scoreboards,
and scorebooks and phones.
Yeah, you know, it's just, you know, got to keep going.
That's a sailor on Gaitan, and so it'll be ball 1. So a 1 ball, no strike count. Is Gadetto ready, and the 1-0 pitch swung on, and that one will be fouled out of play over on the right side over the Lordsburg dugout. Count evens up at 1-1. Dillard waits on deck for the Lady Cards.
And it'll be Blevins in the hole. Has just the one out.
I think we may actually, since Blevins came out
well, that's
starting
true.
pitching, I think we may Pierce
batter.
actually. Pierce or maybe
Pierce.
Leva.
Okay.
We'll have to see when we get there.
Just that Blevins was the starting pitcher and in the lineup there in batting in the 8th slot. So whoever is in the slot to bat in the 8th position will be coming up on deck.
So a 1-ball, 1-strike count to Gaitan, and the pitch, and that one is going to be just outside for ball 2. So a good eye for Gaitan.
As things are starting to calm down quite a bit here, that storm that was a few miles away from us has moved even further away.
2-1 pitch low and in for ball 3, and as things have calmed down here at the complex, as a lot of teams are done and gone home, and not as many around. So a 3-ball, 1-strike count, bottom of the 3rd. Eunice with a hole to dig out of, trailing 16-5. And Gaitan will work the 1-out walk. 4th walk issued by Gadetto, and now it'll be Dillard to the plate.
And she, she walked and got stranded or got put out. She
got put out. Got picked off a 3rd.
Yep, and her first and only other plate appearance. This is just her 2nd time up. A left-handed batter playing left field for Eunice.
So the lefty left fielder in as Gadetto looks in. Gaitan standing at first, and the pitch, and that one is going to bounce and get over the catcher Jimente. She'll corral it right in front of us, but it'll be a wild pitch, and we'll move Gaitan to 2nd.
Yep.
And ball 1 to Dillard.
So now Eunice with another runner in scoring position as they were able to get a run across.
On an error. Leadoff single for Williams.
Make it 16-5. They still trail by 11 runs.
1-0 pitch, and that one will be high to Dillard for ball 2. So it'll be a 2-ball, no-strike count. Runner in scoring position is Gaitan. Eunice trying to keep their season alive here at the state tournament. The 2-0 pitch, that one is right over the outside corner. Good pitch, strike 1.
All strike.
So a 2-ball, 1-strike count. We click towards 6:15 in the evening. We are in the bottom of the 3rd, and we've been playing for an hour and 15 minutes. 14-run inning will do that. And the 2-1 pitch, that one is low for ball 3. And a snap throw over to 2nd from the pitcher. Trying to get Gaitan sleeping off a 2nd. Whitted puts the tag on, but Liz back in safely. So a 3-ball, 1-strike count to Dillard. And the 3-1 pitch, and that one is in there, called strike 2.
Yep.
As Dillard just watches it. That's 2 that she's watched right in that same spot.
Full count now. 1 out, runner on 2nd.
And the 3-2 pitch, and that one is going to be inside ball 4 and gets away from Jimente. And so Dillard will head over to 1st, and now you'll have Lady Cards at the corners as Gaitan moved over on the passed ball. And so now let's see who's coming to the plate.
Lady Cards at the corners, and it's going to be number 12.
Be Pierce. Bella Pierce.
Bella, who went into center field after Pierce Michaela came in to pitch.
So it'll be her first at bat of the state tournament. I believe she's a freshman. And the first pitch swung on, and she'll hit that high in the air, but right to the center fielder, Rodriguez, who catches it. Tagging up is Gaitan, and she will score, but then a throw down to 2nd is waiting to tag up was Dillard, and then she is caught. That will be 8-2 to 6 for out number 3. As Pierce gives it a ride. It'll be an RBI sacrifice to center. So Eunice puts 2 across. We head to the 4th. It is Lordsburg 16, Eunice 6. More Eunice Cardinal State Tournament-based softball coming up.
The Eunice Clinic is proud to support the Eunice Cardinals. Go Cardinals! You're the pride of Eunice. The Eunice Health Clinic offers many of the same basic services that many local physicians provide. They specialize in sick care for all ages, women's exams, physicals, health education, lab tests, and diagnostic studies. They're proud supporters of athletic and academic events. The Eunice Health Clinic is proud to back the Cardinals. Go Cards!
Eunice Pump and Supply has been around for over 30 years and is excited to continue their services to the community. They take pride in their employees and their hard work and dedication, and most importantly, take pride in the youth of Lee County. Eunice Pump and Supply is a proud supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics. Eunice Pump and Supply, 1310 Avenue O in Eunice, another proud supporter of Lee County athletics.
Welcome back to Lady Cardinal State softball action. 2 runs on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base in the bottom of the 3rd inning. So we go to the top of the 4th inning, and your score is 16-6 now. And Lordsburg is leading with the call. Here's TJ Miracle.
A 2-0 count to the leadoff batter. Will take that one into shallow right field on the charge as Garcia up and makes the grab. So the fly out to right for Jones, and there is one down, as now it'll be Guerrero to the plate. Guerrero, the pitcher, had a sacrifice grounder in the 1st, reached on an error with an RBI in the 2nd, and also had a single and a 2 RBI single in that 2nd. And the first pitch will come inside for ball 1 to Guerrero. 1 ball, no strike count. Michaela Pierce still in the ring in relief of Blevins. Trying to keep this at a 10-run ball game, and the pitch, and that one is low for ball 2. So a 2 ball, no strike count.
1 out, nobody on. Top of the 4th.
They have it 16-5 on the board. It's 16-6, I'm positive. And the 2-0, and that's up for 3.
Because Gaitan came in before that 3rd out.
Yes, she did.
Gaitan scored.
Yeah, she tagged up and scored on the fly.
That's right. So it is 16-6.
So the 3-0 pitch swung on, and that'll be a slow roller to Gaitan. Liz with it, tosses it over, but it pulls Williams off the bag. Nope. She stretched out and held onto it just long enough.
On the other side of the bag, usually you see the stretch toward 3rd base. This time she kept her right foot on, and her other foot was toward the dugout, the Lordsburg dugout, but she had 1 foot on the bag. That's all you got to do.
So now it'll be Jimente to the plate. Had an RBI single her last time up.
So 5-3 in the books for 2nd out.
2 up, 2 down. Jinx. And the pitch swung on, and that one is high in the air out to center field as Pierce is back and makes the grab. So a quick 3 up, 3 down for Lordsburg in their half of the 4th.
I think 4 pitches pitched.
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 6, 7, 8.
8 pitches?
8 pitches, I'm positive.
Okay. 8 pitches, 3 outs, not bad. 3 batters, and this gives Eunice a little energy as well, as they're going to come up to the bat, and they are trailing by 10 runs right now. What they want to do is get at least a run across so that they're not in danger of getting 10-run ruled.
That is what they want to do, and can they do it? We'll find out. Bottom of the 4th on the way here on the Eunice Sports YouTube channel, HobbsAmerica.com.
Eunice schools are excited to have students and staff back on campus and involved in another successful school term. It's been an eventful year, and the Eunice schools are ready for whatever comes their way. Eunice Public Schools provide high-quality educational experiences in a safe environment. The entire Eunice community is very involved with all levels of sports and academics. Eunice, a friendly small town with a wonderful community and amenities, and a fantastic school system.
NMR Pipeline is a highly qualified, dedicated company, leading in performance with management and employees who've provided over 45 years of service in pipeline maintenance and construction within the oil and gas industry. NMR Pipeline, 300 South Main in Eunice, or call 394-0144 for more information. Again, 394-0144. NMR Pipeline is proud to be a supporter of all Lee County athletics and academics.
In the top of the 4th inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. So, welcome back to Lady Cardinal State softball action. We go to the bottom of the 4th, and the Eunice girls are trailing 16-6 with the call. Here's TJ Miracle.
9-1-2. Garcia leads it off and takes the first pitch on the outside corner for a called strike 1. Guerrero still in the ring, trying to shut Eunice down here. And the 0-1 pitch swung on and missed. Has got her with the changeup, so Garcia now down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. As Guerrero has picked up the pace just a little bit here. And the 0-2 pitch, that one swung on and
fouled back.
Yeah,
She caught a piece of it.
Yeah, Garcia chases one that would have been out of the zone, but thought it was close enough she couldn't risk it, and shoots it out of play.
So an 0-2 count remains.
As Garcia settles back into the right side box and the 0-2 pitch, and that one will be away for ball number 1. They did a lot of work on the landing zone in the ring between innings, and I mean, it looks like somebody's been digging a World War I trench in that right side batter's box. And the 1-2 pitch swung on and missed as Garcia goes down swinging, 4th K of the ball game for Godetto. With these dirt fields, they're dirt and sand, and when the girls dig in, they just keep digging in and digging in and digging in. I mean, if the Russians decide to invade and start shelling, I'm diving into the bunker on the right side of the plate.
Foxhole, right?
It is
like a foxhole out there. I like it.
And the pitch to Pierce as she steps in is up and away for ball 1. Pierce 0 for 2 and due. Bottom of the 4th inning.
1 out, nobody on. And Eunice is trailing 16-6. So they want to try to get at least a run to.
Of course, they will have a bottom of the 5th to try and get it too, but Lordsburg
Exactly.
will have a top of the 5th to try and get some insurance out there. So a 1-ball, no strike count to Pierce, the leadoff hitter, and swung on, and Pierce shoots that one foul off the end of the bat. As Pierce steps out, looks down at Coach Pierce and tells her straighten the bat out, level it out. So a 1-ball, 1 strike count. As I love the conditions we play in up here.
My phone is brown.
And the 1-1 pitch, and Kayla shoots that one back to the screen. Yeah.
Brown
I know.
with
Yours
dirt, so we got a layer of
and
dirt.
mine both. We're going to be, the people back at the hotel are going to be wondering what in the heck we were doing when we drag all this stuff in, and I have to clean it up tonight.
Oh, jeez.
So a 1-ball, 2 strike count to Michaela Pierce at the plate. As Godetto looks into Rumente, gets her sign. The 1-2 pitch changeup swung on. It's a slow roller towards Whitted. She'll get it, toss it over to Trujillo at first. 4-3 for out number 2, and now Zamora to the plate. Zamora 1 for 1. Singled to left her last time up and was left stranded. So 2 outs now for Eunice in their half of the 4th.
They still are showing the score 16-5 up on the scoreboard.
Yeah, I think they don't know what's going on over there.
We
know
that
it's
not
16-6.
right.
Of course, we can't show video, but
right, exactly.
so you'll just have to take our word for it, no matter what the NMAA says.
Well,
it's 16-6.
I'm just wondering if the final score will.
And the 0-1 pitch swung on and getting a piece of it. Zamora ticks a changeup, so now she's down in the count. No balls, 2 strikes.
2 outs, nobody on.
And an 0-2 pitch on the way from Godetto to Zamora, and that one's low for ball 1. So the 1-ball, 2 strike count. Of course, a few diehards left. Not a lot of folks left, at least for this ball game.
I'm not sure. I think, is there one other game being played? One other game left?
Yeah, I think there's a couple that are still going on. And
All
the
right.
pitch swung on, and Zamora gets a piece of it to stay alive. Yeah, there's still one going on field 1. Yeah, there's still games going on all 4 fields.
Wow,
It's
it just seems quiet. Yeah.
everybody has vacated with the weather coming in.
I guess so.
So a 1-ball, 2 strike count to Zamora at the plate. And the pitch swung on and gets a piece of that one, and solid foul over at the first base coach's box.
Right. I think Coach Pierce is going to go fetch that from down by the warm-up, the batting cages warm-up area.
Warm-up
there.
batting cages, bullpen things they've got set up.
Right. That to help divide the fields and the clover leaf here.
So a 1-ball, 2 strike count. And Zamora hanging tough, and the pitch changeup, that is in there, just missing inside for ball 2. I was getting ready to think, oh no, that was it, strike 3.
But 2-2 is the count now, so still alive at the plate. 2 outs, nobody on. Eunice tried to launch the 2-out rally here with Laylene Zamora, second baseman at the plate, and that is going to miss low and run the count full.
Ball 3, so a 3-ball, 2 strike count. Tomorrow morning, 9:30 from the whatever they call the new baseball complex out on the West Mesa, the Eunice boys in the quarterfinals of the 2A baseball tournament. As the payoff pitch to Zamora swung on, and that's a line shot and right into the hands of Jaquez, who holds on to it. Somehow the line out to the third baseman, and it's a loud out, but Eunice goes 1-2-3. So we head to the fifth. Lordsburg 16, Eunice 6, as Lady Cardinal softball continues in just a moment.
Parker Energy Services has been servicing the community for over 17 years. They offer water hauling, dirt work, and disposable services. Dispatchers and sales staff are available anytime, and office staff is available from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m., Monday through Friday. Parker Energy aims to satisfy their customers and give their employees great job opportunities. Parker Energy is family-owned and operated, big enough to meet your needs and small enough to offer excellent and personalized services. Consider Parker Energy Support Services for all of your support needs. Visit them today at 2350 Avenue O in Eunice. Redbird Garage is your hometown local mechanic shop specializing in minor and major repairs from oil changes, car washes, brake work, AC repair, and so much more. For more information, call 394-8828. Call 394-8828. Or swing by Redbird Garage at 1800 North Main Street in Eunice.
And welcome back to Lady Cardinal State softball action on Eunice Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. 3 up, 3 down in the top of the fourth, or the bottom of the fourth, rather. We go to the top of the fifth inning.
And the Trujillo takes the first pitch and will foul it over into the dugout for strike one. Trujillo, Rodriguez, and Jaquez. It is 4, 5, and 6. Due up for Lordsburg, leading by 10 and looking to add some insurance.
16-6 is your score here in the top of the fifth.
Pierce has done a nice job putting out the fire after that explosive second, as that one will be high for ball one. So a 1 ball, 1 strike count.
It is Trujillo, Rodriguez, Yaquez due up.
1-1 pitch, swung on and missed. That'll be strike two. Trujillo, Rodriguez, Yaquez. Yep, that's right. 4, 5, 6.
What Lordsburg is wanting to do is get some insurance runs here and put 1 or 2 across. And Eunice wants to hold them and get in the dugout and get their bat swing.
1-2 pitch, swung on, and the changeup as Gaitan in foul territory gets it.
But it's foul.
It is foul, so the count stays 1-2.
But you do want to you want to play it, you know.
You do.
You want to play it out and not assume anything, and did the right thing by trying that.
So it's a 1 ball, 2 strike count still to Trujillo. Outfield playing about 2/3 of the way back. Infield pretty much their normal positions. Everybody pretty well playing straight up. And the 1-2 pitch swung on and missed. Ringer up and sit her down. Trujillo down swinging, second K of the ball game for Eunice pitching. That is the first K of the ball game for Pierce, and there is 1 down here in this 5th inning. Then now Rodriguez to the plate. She grounded out to Stinson back in the 3rd. And she'll take the first pitch and shoot that one into shallow center field. Bobbled by Pierce momentarily, but gets it back in to Stinson, but it's a 1-out single to center for Rodriguez.
And that'll bring up Norma Yaquez, the 3rd baseman, to the plate. She walked and scored her last time up. Had an RBI, scored, walked and scored. So she's responsible for 3 of the runs on the board for Lordsburg.
And the first pitch, and that one is going to be in the dirt, and it gets away from Nieto as Rodriguez on her horse heads to second.
Now in
on the pass ball, now in scoring position, yeah.
1 out, runner on second.
And 1-0 count to Yaquez at the plate, and the pitch, and that one is right down the pipe. Yes, it is. He equals the count at 1-1.
Whitted is on deck, and Antion is in the hole.
Of course, Eunice hopes we don't see Antion.
Right. Eunice would like to shut things down before then.
1-1 pitch, and that one going to roll in and go all the way back to the backstop. And a wild pitch on that one will move Rodriguez over to 3rd. And it'll be ball 2. So they've got an insurance run sitting just 60 feet away. Just need to concentrate on throwing strikes here. And the 2-1 pitch, and that one is high. Nieto reaches up and snaps it out of the air. Keep everybody where they're at, so it's a 3-ball, 1 strike count. And the 3-1 pitch swung on, and that one is going to be popped up right back to the pitcher as Pierce with it on the pop-up. As Jaquez swinging up under it. So the pop-out for out number 2 is now Whitted to the plate with 2 down.
And Whitted lined out her last time up, had an RBI single and scored, walked and scored. This is her 4th plate appearance.
Yeah, she scored a couple of runs in this one, a couple of RBIs to go with it. And the first pitch, and that one will be right down the slot, called strike 1 to Whitted. So no ball, one strike count. 16-6 the score. Eunice needs to get out of this one if they can with no damage done. That one's high for ball one. Because then if they can score even one, they'll get a 6th inning out of it. As the 1-1 pitch on the way from Pearson, that one is high for ball two as Nieto has to come out of the crouch to corral that one to keep Rodriguez standing over at third. A 14-run second inning, the difference in this one for Lordsburg. And the 2-1 pitch, and that one is going to be low. Good job by Nieto, ball three.
She stayed in front of that one, kept it from passing and allowing that runner on third to come home. But 3-1 is the count to Whitted at the plate.
So the 3-ball, 1 strike count. Kayla ready, she'll deal, and that one is going to be in there, called strike two.
Yeah, it looked like a good pitch from here.
So that'll run the count full to Whitted, the number 7 hitter. And the payoff pitch, and that one is in there, called strike three. Whitted down looking, ringer up, sitter down. Third K of the ball game for Eunice pitcher, second in the inning for Pierce. So Eunice needs to get a run to have this game and their run at the state tournament continue. Can they do it? We'll find out as Eunice Lady Cardinal softball continues on the Eunice Sports YouTube channel and HobbsAmerica.com.
The proud owners of Eunice Wrecker and Rental offer professional and reliable 24-hour roadside services in Lee County. Light to medium duty towing and recovery, fuel deliveries, jump starts, lockouts, and tire changes. They also haul off unwanted vehicles to help clean up your property. Eunice Wrecker and Rental have over 20 years of experience. They are fully licensed and insured. Call 575-394-HOOK. That's 575-394-4665. Eunice Wrecker and Rental are located at 44 North New Mexico Highway 248, Eunice, New Mexico, mile marker 1.
An adolescent alligator is about 10 feet long, depending on climate and diet. You should stay at least one adolescent alligator 10 feet away from power lines. You should probably stay at least one adolescent alligator away from alligators, too. Get more safety tips at excellenergy.com/safety. Excel Energy.
And welcome back to Lady Cardinal State softball action. And there were no runs on one hit, no errors, one left on base in the top of the fifth. Go to the bottom of the fifth, and Eunice is up to the plate.
First pitch to Nieto. She shoots that one out into deep center field, and on the run is Rodriguez. Reaches out and robs Nieto of extra bases.
Wow, that was an incredible catch. Playing the wind, the ball was playing with that wind. She really had to get on her horse and reach and follow that. So credit where credit's due. A really good catch, but unfortunately becomes the first out for
Nieto, Williams, Stinson. It's the heart of the lineup, 3-4-5. That's what you would want up in this situation. So now Williams, who singled and scored her last time up, she'll take the first pitch and pop it over foul on top of the Lordsburg dugout for strike one.
As the Eunice trails 16-6, and it's a 10-run rule after 5. So they're trying to stay alive and force more innings and more at-bats and more of a chance to come back in this one.
Got to get at least one to see a 6th inning. No ball, 1 strike count. Gadetto has gone the whole way in the ring, and the 0-1 pitch. Change up, and golfing that one out of play as Williams puts the bat over her head like, ugh.
She did wait on it. She saw that it was going to be coming in, pretty softly, but still just couldn't straighten that one out.
So a no ball, 1 strike count. Jimente flashes the signs. Gadetto deals the 0-2, and that one is a fastball inside. It was right at the knees, but inside for ball 1. Good eye for Williams. That one was one of those you kind of cringe a little bit.
You're
like, that's pretty close.
And, of course, if it's close enough, she's got to protect the plate and be swinging at it.
1-2 pitch swung on, and that one is high in the air into shallow left field. That one is going to dump in front of Gadetto, the left fielder. And so Williams with the 1-out single to left. And Eunice's hopes are alive as the 6th inning run now stands at first as Stinson comes to the plate.
So just 1 out and a runner on first as Eunice's hopes stay alive in the form of Kelly Stinson, the shortstop. Coming up to the plate, she struck out her last time up, but she had an RBI single and scored her first time. She's 1 for 2.
Stinson has had a very good day, and the first pitch is going to bounce and get away from Jimente, and that will let Williams go to second. on the pass ball. And it's ball 1 to Stinson at the plate.
Gaitan waits on deck and Dillard in the hole.
So a 1 ball, no strike count as the wind continues to howl, and the 1-0 pitch, and Stinson, fastball inside, and it'll be ball 2 to Kelly. So a 2 ball, 1 strike count. Of course, she got the win in game 1 this morning, took the loss against Estancia, but has had a good day at the plate too in the 2-0, and that one is high for ball 3. So a 3 ball, no strike count. Eunice would like to start a massive comeback. As Guerrero ready, and the 3-0 pitch swung on, and that one will be lifted into shallow right field. Right fielder Tion comes with it, and Eunice will score the run. It'll be an RBI single for Stinson. Can't believe Tion didn't try and bring that home. It's an RBI single, and we will see a 6th inning now, as it is 16-7. As Gaitan to the plate. They've got it 16-6 on the board.
Right.
I've got to think maybe they didn't count that run for Gaitan.
But she scored before that
I'm
third
thinking,
out
I'm
was
thinking
made,
that there was some question. We'll find out. We'll find out.
Maybe there was a
I'm
question
thinking
after that.
whether she tagged up or not.
Maybe they and maybe they said since she didn't tag out.
Since they threw out the third out
it
anyway.
was third out anyway. Maybe they did not allow that run that we thought scored.
That may be.
Okay.
So they've got 16-6 on the board as Gaitan will step in. Stinson at first after the RBI single to right, and the pitch swung on and missed. And Gaitan.
Yeah, we know that she crossed the plate, but the question is, was there a question at the time that she tagged up? And
I think there may be a question whether she tagged up.
If that was true, if they decided that made that out at second unnecessary, but it...
And that one is a wild pitch that'll go to the screen. It'll let Stinson go to second. So Stinson gets in, we will for sure see a 6th inning.
Right.
And it's a 1 ball, 1 strike count to Gaitan at the plate. As the dirt continues to blow and swirl.
It's just not as strong and as constant as it was earlier still, but it's getting colder.
It is, yes.
Quite cool now.
1-1 pitch, and that one is high to Gaitan for ball number 2.
So runner standing out on second.
And a 2 ball, 1 strike count. Stinson at second.
1 out.
Dillard waits on deck.
And Pierce in the hole. Bella Pierce.
Guerrero 2-1, and that one will be outside, ball 3. So a 3 ball, 1 strike count. That's something that we have seen a couple of times today, both in the 2As and in the 3As. A team will get up by 10, 12, 14, 15 runs, but then they just can't shut it down. And the 3-1 swung on, and Gaitan fouls that one to the Lordsburg dugout.
So now the count full on her. She worked a walk and scored her last time. I've had an RBI single and scored her first time.
So a 3 ball, 2 strike count, 1 out.
Guerrero taking a moment to fill in the holes created by pitching out there in the circle. Filling them back in there.
Payoff pitch swung on, and Gaitan gets a piece of it as
Jimenez, really a valiant effort. She came up out of the crouch and very nearly caught that. And it was, I didn't think there was a prayer of getting close to it, and she really did. The count remains full on Gaitan.
So a 3 ball, 2 strike count. Stinson stands at second. Guerrero looks into Jimenez. Now she'll go just to the first base side of the rubber, and the payoff pitch, and that one will be high, ball 4. So Gaitan will work the 1-out walk. That is the 5th walk issued by Guerrero, and now Dillard to the plate. Dillard a couple of walks in this one, but has been thrown out, picked off twice.
Left-handed batter. She'll step up with teammates on first and second base. And they do still trail, we think, maybe 16-6 legitimately here.
And a good pitch. It's right at the top of the zone to Dillard, strike 1. Yeah, we have it as 16-7, but we're thinking there's a question on whether Gaitan properly tagged up
before
on her run scored in the 3rd. And the 0-1 pitch, that one rolls in. Nieto handles it, Jimenez handles it nicely.
Right.
And the count evens up at a ball and a strike to Dillard. 1-1 pitch and swung on, and that's a chop shot. Shortstop with it, gonna go to third and get Stinson. 6-5 for out number 2. Gaitan moves to second. Dillard will reach on the fielder's choice, but now Eunice potentially down to their final 3 strikes.
Right.
And it comes down to Bella Pierce.
And Bella.
Stack RBI her last time
exactly, which was her first plate appearance because she didn't.
We think it was an RBI.
Right. We might have been an RBI.
And the pitch swung on and missed. Because if it wasn't a proper tag up, then the RBI would get wiped out.
Right. So 2 outs, an 0-1 count now. Runners at first and second for the Lady Cardinals, who trail by 10.
And the 0-1 pitch swung on, and that'll be a little blooper. It's going to fall in front of the second baseman, and she'll toss it over to first in time. Score it 4-3 for out number 3. And I think they're saying that is it. And so there is a question as to whether or not Gaitan, I think, yep, so Gaitan did not properly tag up in that inning, and so that will end the ball game. Our final score today, 16-6, and that will end the Eunice Lady Cardinals run at the state tournament. So we'll take a quick timeout, wrap things up. Lady Cardinal softball wraps up in a moment.
As Lee County's largest independent insurance agency, Lavelle Insurance works with a large number of insurance companies. They'll do your comparison shopping for you, guaranteeing you the very best price on the very best coverage for life, health, auto, retirement planning, commercial or personal insurance. Lavelle Insurance offers innovative solutions to protect your assets, goals, and future plans.
Debbie's Country Kitchen in Eunice is known for homemade goodness. Whether you're going for breakfast or lunch, you'll love it. Debbie's homemade cooking gets you every time. They take pride in making everything from scratch, from chicken fingers to the biscuits and gravy. Debbie's is open weekdays 5 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. and on weekends 7 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. Catering is available. Call 575-394-3047. Debbie's is simply the best, just like the Eunice Cardinals. Come see Debbie and the girls for great food and great service. Debbie's Country Kitchen has been serving you for over 27 years.
Lasco Construction is a proud partner in education in Lee County. Lasco Construction is your hometown construction company. Lasco Construction encourages you and business owners to support Tatum, Jow, Lovington, Eunice, and Hobbs businesses. Buy as much as you can locally, which is why Lasco Construction always supports the youth of Lee County. Lasco Construction supports you. Call 393-9161 for all your construction needs. Support your community.
And welcome back to Lady Cardinals State Softball on Eunice Sports YouTube and HobbsAmerica.com. In the bottom of the 5th inning, Eunice scored 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors, 2 left on base, and your final score is 16-6, and Eunice losing by the 10-run rule after a complete 5 innings. So a loss, but hey, they played 3 games at the state tournament.
They did, and so they'll finish tied for 7th in the states, and so nothing in the world wrong with that. There's a lot of teams that would love to be in their spot. 16 runs, 6 hits, just 1 error for Lordsburg. They leave 3 on base, 6 runs on 7 hits, 8 errors though. Ouch, that's the biggie. And 4 runners left on for the Eunice Lady Cardinals. Even though we are done with the 2A state tournament, we are not done with softball and baseball. We're not done with Eunice, for that matter. Tomorrow at 9 o'clock, be back here at the Cleveland Dirt Complex for the Lovington Lady Cats. Will be in action right on the HobbsAmerica.com, Lovington Sports YouTube. The Eunice boys at 9:30 from the West Mesa and the Riordan Never Seen a Data Connection They Liked complex. So you'll be able to hear that game on Cool 95.7 and also on the Eunice Sports YouTube channel. So, all right, let's go dust off and wrap this one up. Final thoughts on today, Dawn?
Yeah, just, congratulations to Jow girls making it to the first round of the state playoffs, and to the Eunice girls with their first win in that first game this morning, and then, playing 3 games today. It was a brutal day, long day. They played tough. They had a lot of heart. They hung out and, ended up, again, 16-6 final score, but tied for 7th in the state. Congratulations to the ladies, to the the teams. Good luck and safe travels to the team and the fans heading back home. And, of course, we'll be back right back here on the same field for Livingston softball tomorrow.
We'll see you then, my friends. For Dawn Morgan, I'm TJ Miracle. Evie Stuber keeping an eye and an ear on things today. Thanks, Evie. I know it's been a stressful one. So we'll see you tomorrow. More state tournament action from New Allmark Digital and One Radio Square Sports. Good night, everybody.